Fantastic that, to be honest. First time I met Eddie, so great to see them taking the time out to speak to the supporters. Just got to get round here, negotiate the corner, come back round, and go back up this way, back round the Leazes end. Coming around here, and let's say it's a hub of activity now. Lots of people kicking about. I remember coming around here during lockdown and there was no nobody around it. If you remember, you probably look back on the video, you see the car going past us. I said, it's not Lee Charnley, is it? Coming along here, just round the back of the Leazes. So people coming in. I've always felt that they didn't do much around here. I mean, memory of this car park is Alan Shearer signing, Alan Robson coming out, brown ale bottles on the stage, and Alan Robson announcing Alan Shearer as the world record signer for our club, Newcastle United. Amazing, really amazing. But yeah, coming around here now, big car park that a lot of people go into, parking when they're coming to the game. Staff parking only down there as well. You see, it's a hub of activity at this time of night. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating to see how early people are into the ground. But there's fans milling around, and see, not necessarily around this bit, but it's the rest of the stadium, you know. It's the excitement, and that's what the new ownership has done. It's boosted everyone's morale, confidence. Everybody's excited and looking forward to the next game. We've been looking forward to all the games this season, of course. I think it's been great as well. There's a small amount of tickets available on a match-per-match basis. They get snapped up, and it's been great to see how many youngsters are in the ground these days. And again, under Ashley and Bruce, it was a stadium with 10,000 people missing at some games. Cup games, 20,000 people turning up. It's crazy. So this is the back end of Leazes stand, and coming round now towards the old East stand. Part of the ground which is, you know, historical, bit of its history. Now just look down there as well. It's like an entrance into the sports bar. Yeah, you head around this bit, and this part of the ground is it's quite old. Obviously, in its day, it was a big modern stand, but the ground was never developed after that. Talk of potentially using these buildings here, which are listed, I believe, as part of a new stand. There was talk when I was fans liaison officer, I've mentioned this a few times, back in 2000, that these buildings could be used as part of the new stand, but you would have to incorporate the front fascia into any new stand. How you would do that, I don't know. There were plans drawn up back in the day when I was the fans liaison officer, which I was shown by the chief executive. But whether that happens, whether that's possible, whether the new owners decide to go for a new stand or a new ground, only time will tell. And demand, of course, will, you know, maybe generate the idea. There's still something romantic about this stand. You know, it's used to have the benches, you know, in there with the first executive boxes at St James's Park were in this stand. If you look back on the stuff from the 1980s, it was quite a big thing at the time, having executive boxes. Those of you who are a bit older, like myself, will remember the old Gallagher corner and the burger van. They used to be in the corner. Sometimes it would get upturned if the game wasn't going the way you wanted it to. But it's probably the one part of the ground which reminds you of yesteryear a little bit. And although the internal part of it's been modernised now, it still harks back to, you know, the era of the late 70s, early 80s, and a lot of doom and gloom, that's to be said, before the arrival of Kevin Keegan as a player in 1982, which changed our fortunes for a short period of time. And we saw Waddle, Keegan and Beardsley and then Gascoigne come through and give us hope. which is all we ever ask for. There's the East Stand sign, and someone's just about to open those gates, get ready for the match ahead. We're coming back down to where we started now, and stewards beginning to take the place up the top there. Coming back down the back lane. So there you go, folks. A few years on since my 2020 video, 2021 video, where say supporters weren't allowed into the ground. We were in during COVID, and I came up here to show you a little bit of the ground. And nice to see that they've smartened it up a little bit. In fact, if I take you back round to finish this off, back round the front and along the front of the Gallowgate stand, show you the club shop and the bar, of course. I'm trying to think back to the video that I did previously, whether that video actually had Shearer's bar on it. Of course, it was called Number 9 Bar back then, and it's now been given its rightful name again, Shearer's Bar. The club shop doing a roaring trade as well. Slashed the prices on all of the gear because obviously we're anticipating a new sponsor coming in. You're just coming along here, the old Jackie Milburn statue is there, you can see it. One of a few Milburn statues. Not my particular favourite, it's got to be said, but the one that was done, which used to be in Northumberland Street, was good. And here's the Joe Harvey plaque, which I actually raised £5,000 to have put. It cost £10,000 to put here. But through an event that I did at the Lancastrian Suite, I managed to put £5,000 towards that. Although you wouldn't think so when it says founded by the Fairs Club. Artwork by John McNally Jr, designed by Bill Gibbs. You should have a statue, to be fair, but yeah. From my perspective, we did our bit. Sometimes it's not about the recognition, it's just about getting that opportunity to play your part and do something. Official club store, doing a roaring trade, although I'm not sure that Newcastle United benefit massively from this. And good to see the women's team featuring in the advertisements these days. It's Bruno, Trippier, ASM. Great to see the women's team getting the recognition on the pitch as well this year, bringing that trophy onto the pitch at the last game against Brighton. Last but by no means least, Shearer's Bar, as promised. Doing a roaring trade already at Shearer's Bar. This is where you tend to see a lot of the podcasters. I don't do the fans, vox pops outside the ground. A lot of people do. Tend to see them milling around about now. It's Shearer's Bar. So people are still doing the roaring trade outside. The programme seller's still there. We'll finish off back at the statues. This time in front of them. Nice. See the burger vans already up there. Couple of vehicles here. Some dignitaries arrived by the looks of it. Went straight in. Be a big day for them today, of course. This is Parker's executive limousines. We do quite well with things, and there's Sir Bobby. Southwest reception, where I used to go in when I worked here. Used to pop in there, go to level 5. There we go. So, hope you enjoyed that. Maybe I'll do one again in another couple of years. Away the lads.